The big vision of the Digital Economist is to build a human-centered global economy, and that involves rethinking, rewriting, reimagining, and retraining people on the new economic models that are needed in service of that. It requires changes in education, it requires change across the board in corporations, in the way we relate to each other, perhaps even I would go as far as to say the social contract, because the current social contract is broken, trust is broken. My name is Navroop Sahdev. I'm the founder CEO of the Digital Economist. We are a Washington, D.C. based think and do tank. And this year we're celebrating our 5th year anniversary in Davos in conjunction with the annual meetings here. And we brought a large delegation to Davos this year, and we're very excited about the continuously growing impact as well as the work that we're driving in service of a human-centered global economy. Corporations are doing things that may not ultimately be in the service of ultimately the citizens that nation states serve. So you have this very interesting conundrum. And at the same time, without corporations, without globalization, we simply would not enjoy the standard of living that we do, the products and the services and the offers that, the offerings that they have across the board. So we have to find a way to ensure that all of these aspects of the stakeholdership around the world is catered to in a way that progresses us forward, in a way that we leave no one behind. The big announcement for us this year is really the growth of our Executive Fellowship Program, as well as the launch of the Corporate Thought Leadership Program, which we announced here on Monday, the first day of the annual meetings at the sessions we hosted. And I think this is something that we are really anticipating would grow a lot over the course of the next year, this coming year, as well as for the future. I would say that I'm very excited about not just, again, the people and the community aspect, which is the greatest, if you may, working with colleagues at such a leadership level, but also I think the impact of our work, just the sheer number of publications that we are producing each year. And I think we drive a very progressive agenda, which goes over and beyond a lot of the geopolitical concerns, a lot of the kind of the same old, old wines in old bottles that we kind of see. So for this year, the big announcement is the growth of our Executive Fellowship Program. We have around 60 fellows in our community right now. We are looking to expand it to 500. And I think with the kind of feedback we're seeing from around the world, as well as here specifically in Davos this week, I'm very optimistic that is going to happen. The second big announcement perhaps is the launch of our Thought Leadership Program for corporations. And we held this program with 6 panels earlier this week where we announced it alongside our new executive director who was announced, and I think that is also something, an area of growth that we're looking to expand into. The experience of bringing a large delegation to Davos this year has been both challenging but also extremely rewarding, I would say. If you were to ask me, would I do it again? Yes, but there's definitely lessons learned. Davos is a little bit of a logistics nightmare, I have to admit, and bringing people, amazing people from around the world, from our community, from overseas for the first time is a lot of coordination that it takes. However, the kind of feedback that we're hearing, the sheer depth of the conversations, and the exposure that they're getting both at the events that we're hosting, and they're on the panels of keynoting. We are hosting a private dinner, so they will be featured speakers there as well, but also around at the various other events, and the promenade is just extraordinary. And I think you'll hear that from a lot of delegates as well. The camaraderie that it builds, they're sort of co-locating, staying in apartments together or not, is just extremely extraordinary. Almost a kind of experience you don't get after your college days, right? So I think Davos is very special in that sense. I think what really sets us apart as a community as well as a leadership platform is the sheer breadth of expertise of different domains that we bring to forums like Davos as well as around the year, whether it's the UN General Assembly Week or the World Bank's annual as well as spring meetings in April and in October. We cover areas from sustainability to governance of technologies to responsible AI, applied AI, or what it means for the economic transformation of different industries to integrate emerging technologies, but also more infrastructure technologies like blockchain and Web3 and digital assets. And very excited actually to also launch our healthcare work group, which again is represented by just an extraordinary group of people. Also, we're launching a number of new work groups, which is something I'm very excited about, including healthcare. We're looking at the space economy. We're looking at quantum economics, an entirely undefined domain, similar to what we did for blockchain economics, which is just defining domain from first principles, as well as the creative economy. So that is something to look out for in 2025. Just as we expand the community, we expand the number of executive fellows and the expertise. And I think all of these ultimately serve our mission, which is to build a human-centered economy which puts people and life-centered systems in the core, at the core, versus profit, which is, there's nothing wrong with it, but at the same time it's important for us to remember that money is a human invention, and it's a way to transact, store value, and it's not the end-all be-all. I'm very excited to invite you to join us in Davos 2026. We will be bringing a lot more people, we will be bringing a lot more content, as well as a much more extensive program. So it will be interesting and exciting to have a lot more new voices, people from various parts of the world. So reach us if you're interested in joining us in Davos 2026.